Hello everyone, and welcome to the lecture on for loops in dictionaries. In this lecture, we'll look at how we can use for loops in dictionaries. Let's start by creating a dictionary, and we'll store our dictionary in a variable called my dictionary. And let's pass a few key and value combinations. So our first key will be, let's say, first name, and value, our first value will be Joe. For our second key and value combination, let's say last name for our key, and for our value we'll use Smith. Let's have another key and value combination. For our key, let's say state, and for value let's put LA. And for our final key and value combination, let's use age as our key, and for value let's say 55. So this is our dictionary. And if we call our my dictionary that keys, we get my dictionary that keys. We have a list of our keys: age, first name, last name, and state. Similarly, if we call our values method, that will list out all the values of our dictionary, which is 55, Joe, Smith, and LA. Now, what we'll do is we'll use a for loop and iterate through our dictionary and print out the keys and values. So we can say for, let's say, key and value in our dictionary object my dictionary, that will use the items method. So for key and value in my dictionary that items, we can simply print the keys and values. Let's format it. That will be for keys, and then the second empty parenthesis will be for our values. Then we'll call that format and pass key and value. So if we run this, we get our key and value, right? Age is equal to 55, first name is Joe, last name is Smith, state is LA. Let's have some space in between those. Okay. So for key and value, you can use whatever you want here in our dictionary object that we called the items method. Remember, the items method will print out both the keys and values. Then we said print some print formatting, and we passed key and value. So age is equal to 55, first name is Joe, last name is Smith, and state is LA. So this is the use of for loop in printing out keys and values in our dictionary. So in this example, calling this method, our dictionary.items method, requires generating our entire list of key and value pairs in memory. And in this case, our dictionary is only of length 4. But what if your dictionary is super large? In that case, if your dictionary is very large, it can affect the performance, right? It will affect the performance of your program because it has to generate an entire list of key value combinations in memory. So in case of a large dictionary, that will affect the performance of your program. And in order to avoid this performance issue, we can use another method known as the Etl Items Method. So using the Etl Items Method, we'll avoid a performance issue raised by generating an entire list of key and value pairs in memory in case of a very large dictionary. So this Etl item method, it's a generator object, it's a generator method, and a generator simply allows us to iterate over an item one at a time. So when we have a list of items, a generator allows us to iterate only one item at a time. So in our dictionary example, it will only iterate one key and value at a time. So it will pull up one key and value into our memory, and then it will be discarded. And then the generator will move on to the next key and value combination, and then use that, and then it will be removed or discarded after that. So we won't have any performance issue by using the Etl Items method. So let's see how to do that using the Etl Items method. So we can say for key and value in our dictionary object, my dictionary dot Etl items, that's the method name. We can simply print, let's say, key and value. So run it. We get age 55, first name is Joe, last name is Smith, and state is LA. Let's add some formatting to make it look nice. So we add 1 is equal to for value, and then we'll that format, and then pass key and value, run it again. So we get the same exact result, but when we use Etl items, this is a generator method or function, and while using this Etl items generator method, it allows us to iterate only one item, one key and value combination at a time. So it puts the first key and value it gets into memory, uses that, and then removes that immediately and moves on to the next key and value combination. That way, we won't have to sacrifice our memory, and the performance will not be affected by using the Etl Items method in case our dictionary is super large. And similar to printing out keys and values using the Etl Items method, we also have other methods for returning keys and values, and they are called the Etl keys and then Etl values methods. Let's look at an example of those. So we can say for key in our dictionary, my dictionary object that Etl keys, you can say print key. So run it, all the keys are printed. Age, first name, last name, and state. So compare this method to the keys method we have on a dictionary. Okay, so that's the difference. Here you see, it generates an entire list of all the keys using the keys method, right? But here the Etl keys, it generates one at a time, so it won't affect the performance. Similarly, we can print out all the values by using the Etl values method. So for value in our dictionary object, mydict.Etl values, we can print value, and we get the values from our dictionary. So this is all possible in Python 2, whereas in Python 3 we don't have these methods. We don't have the Etl methods in Python 3. So there is no Etl items, there is no Etl values, there is no Etl keys in Python 3. So this is only for Python 2. So for Python 2 we have the option to use one of these Etl methods, either Etl items or Etl keys or Etl values, to iterate through only one item at a time. Whereas in Python 3 we don't have those. So in Python 3 this method's already perform, the items method already perform the generator function, so we don't need that. We don't need the iter methods in Python 3. So those methods are only in Python 2. Great. This is what I have for the lecture on for loops in dictionaries. Thank you everyone.